So before we get started with creating our first page, I want to talk a little bit more about the Rich Content Editor, also known as the RCE. So you're not going to only see the Rich Content Editor in pages, you're also going to see it in assignments, quizzes, and anywhere else in Canvas essentially that you can create content that can include hyperlinks along with a variety of other forms of media and communication. So what is the Rich Content Editor? Well, this is going to look relatively familiar to what you were working with when you were in Blackboard. If you never worked with Blackboard, that's okay. This is still going to probably look relatively familiar. If you've spent any time in any kind of blog site or any form of online forum where you've got any kind of commenting availability. So the Rich Content Editor is going to allow you to customize the text and font that you place into this content box or window. So if I type hello or hello world, then I can go back here and I can now start editing things. So I can highlight hello and click on the B to make it bold. If I want to instead underline world, I can do that. If I want to change the alignment to make them to where they're centered, I can do that. If for whatever reason I am choosing to make this a biology course, so I'm going to need to use subscripts, well hey, I can use subscripts. And let's say I need to list out what we call in biology the big four. These are going to be the four elements that make up the vast majority of the mass of the human body. Well, I can convert those into a list. They're bulleted, or I can even make that list numbered. Okay? So this is probably stuff that many of you are familiar with. It's pretty basic in terms of text editing. But let's go to the second row here and start talking a little bit more about what we've got going on here. So there are a bunch of different icons available here as well. I can create tables if I want to create a table for some reason in this text area. I can also add in hyperlinks, which we'll be talking about in just a little bit. Okay. Additionally, I can embed images, I can add in math equations, and then here's what's really cool. We're going to talk about this a little later on in a later tutorial, but I do want to make you aware that there are a plethora of applications that you can actually embed inside of your Rich Content Editor. So if I want to pull a video from Khan Academy and drop it in here, I can. If I want to drop in a TED Ed talk, I can. If I want to add a graph or Wikipedia or Google Charts, a YouTube or Vimeo video, I can do that all from my Rich Content Editor. Additionally, I can record or upload media. So I can actually upload videos, and I'm going to talk about this in a later tutorial because it's really important that you understand that this button is here. Additionally, I can choose the arrangement of my paragraphs. I can choose the difference in font sizes, and then we also have these categories here for the different types of font I might choose to use. So I can either type font for a paragraph, for a header 3, 4. This is commonly used in web design to denote the different levels of headers, and then pre-formatted. So that's my Rich Content Editor. A lot that I can actually do, and there are many different ways and creative ways too that you can make your different pages look incredibly polished and professional. And we're going to talk about these a little more as we move forward. So in the next tutorial, we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the finer points of utilizing the Rich Content Editor and some shortcuts that might make your workflow enhanced. Okay, so this is the Rich Content Editor, and as we've discussed before, we're going to start using it here in just a moment to build our first page.